Okay, so 6 p.m. Uh, Wednesday, April 23rd, and I consider 6 p.m. Eastern time almost sort of the market open because, well, it is most margin requirements have to be met at the close of the day every business day. So, anyways, in terms of the daily close, and so it's sort of good to see what happens immediately out of the gate. And look at gold, already up 29 points from the close. This is it's making its intentions known, and as is the stock market is, so you can sort of see the stock market made that top, and I sort of wanted to started to break down. I sort of wanted to short it, and it certainly came down, bounced here. I thought it might come back up. This is sort of where I looked at it, but it closed near the lows. Had one last gasp here, and now it seems like it wants to sort of call us a descending triangle. Call it a box, what you want, but it looks like it's poised to close that gap and go lower here pretty soon. I mean, this step really doesn't look that different from this one, does it? This one took 2 days to form. Um, but if I look real at a shorter term sort of thing, you can see here's the open right here on this grid line, and immediately, so we're down in the S&P, so we're about to break this. So this is new money, fresh money, so it shouldn't have any trouble carrying on. And like I said, gold, I mean, it put a good bottom in, and we're late to the party. We were looking at it when it was 32.90. It's 33.23. So let's look at one of these other charts of gold here. I think I've got it already set up. Let's see here. Yeah, there's this gold one here. So this is, just 2,500 contracts per bar. So here's the day. You have this gap lower and sell off all day. And then look at this. As soon as it opens, there's this momentum up. Nice bar right up there. So anyways, we're going to short the stock market, go long gold, and of course, continue the other currencies. The one that's up the most is the yen out of the gate. We want to see is there confirmation of that in the bonds since they tend to follow the bonds. Immediately went up as well. So bonds up, yen up, euro up, gold up, stocks down. And yeah, we tried copper for a while, but copper's up. Or no, I'm sorry, that's gold. Let's see what happened with copper here. I looked to copper, but it has not uh, showed weakness at all. It's come right back up. So, but it might be time. It might have put its top in. Certainly seems to run out of gas and had a nice run. So maybe we do a small position in copper. Crude oil we're probably not going to bother with since this might have just been a correction. The government might be back to buying. Who knows? I'm not going to, although it appears it should be weak. Not just yet. I don't think I'll put a short on it yet. We're going to wait a little bit. But maybe we could do a tiny position. This is anyways. So yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. Let's look at it on this chart here. So we've got this trend line broken, got this other trend line broken, and it's flat here. Well, this looks like a good short. It really does. At least it'll ought to go down overnight. That's been the pattern. I thought 10 a.m. from 10 a.m. here it would be up all day, and it changed its course. So it appears that this pattern of buying. So, again, this would be just to hold overnight and get out of it before it opens in the morning and there's any government buying of this. But you start with those positions anyway. Maybe we'll restart some of these current other currencies, just tiny positions in some of these other currencies if the chart looks good. Um, we can also consult this. Well, we can look at it right here, but consult the RSI. So the Euro RSI, 2-day RSI is down 22. So, of course, if it's strong here, so this is 1 month, this is 2 weeks, this is 1 week, and this is 2 days. So if you have strong here and weak here, it sort of is telling you, well, it's been weak for 2 days, but strong before that. So if you get a high number here and a low number here, it's probably a buying opportunity. So we want to look at the highest numbers here, and it's the euro and the pound. And after that, it's the Canadian dollar. So those would be the three top picks. And then we want to, and then this is a 22, 28, and 23. So actually, British pound held up the best the past 2 days. So that's probably a buy too. So actually, based on that information, you can compare the charts here and see how much did the pound correct. So this is sort of how I make these decisions on do I want to make do the euro or the pound. So here's the daily on the euro and just eyeball it. What looks the strongest here, and then compare that to the euro. Just eyeball it, look at the weekly. Let's look at the weekly real quick. So that's the pound weekly and the euro. Yeah, euro does look a little bit better, maybe. I can do 50-50, something like that. Canadian dollar. Well, it was weak before, but it's going to turn around. It's recently been stronger, but longer term been weaker. So, as long as we can look at the yen too. Let's see what the yen here. Yeah, yen isn't looking too good. There's the bonds. But anyway, so we'll go ahead and make a couple trades here. So let's see with gold. So we'll go into gold. And then we'll use our new eight gold, and let's compare NASDAQ and S&P and see which one's been performing better on this RSI. So longer term, well, they're almost identical, close enough. NASDAQ's been a little bit stronger, so S&P is probably the better one. But once it turns, the NASDAQ always goes down quicker. So yeah, we'll go NASDAQ short, Euro long, British pound long, a little bit of Canadian dollar. We'll probably do something like, let's see if we go 50% Euro, 25% pound, and 25% Canadian dollar, sort of 100% position on everything, on the currencies in general as an asset class. We'll grab gold for full, we'll get a whole full size there. And just talking about soybeans, it'll open at 8 p.m. I'm not inclined to buy it yet, but as soon as we see a little bit of strength, I bet you it could be as early as tomorrow. But it's been a slow mover, so we'll watch soybeans. That's one I'll be very urgently wanting to buy. But yeah, almost everything else on the chart will be a wait. So here we go. So we'll go NASDAQ. So we pull up our um, where is our so we just a little so with TradeStation we come in here new application. We'll go quick trade bar. go. Okay. Go NQM25, so that's June NASDAQ futures, and we're going to do 4 contracts. So sell at the market. Yep. Yep. And yes.
Order filled.
So here we are. There's your breakout from the opening range. And we'll see if we come and break through here. And gold. So we'll look at gold. And we are going to buy 8 contracts of gold. We'll pull up our quick trade bar. So this one, we're on June gold. April, May, June gold. We're going to go 8 contracts. So we'll go GCM25. And we're going to go 8 contracts. Buy market. Yes.
Order filled.
Yes. Okay, euro. So we're going to go half of our contracts in euro. So euro we're at 33. So we'll just do 15. So euro, June euro. So ECM 25. So we'll go 15. Buy market. Yes, yes.
Order filled.
And then half size in the pound. Or quarter size in the pound, sorry. So pound instead of 56, half of that would be 28. And half of 28 is, let's see, 14. So we'll go 14 British pounds. So VP M25. We'll just go 15.
Order filled.
Okay. And we're going to go Canadian dollar in the last one here. So normally it's 100, so we're going to buy 25 Canadian dollar, 1/4 position. So Canadian CDM25, June Canadian dollar, we'll go 25.
Order filled.
Okay, so there we are. We are sitting on, so we're down 1,300 right out of the gate. We're short 4 NASDAQ. Requires 140,000 in margin. Gold 132,000. Euro 56,000. Canadian dollar 37,000. British pound 36,000. So we're long 2, 3, 4, about 5 million. We're long in currencies. We're long 2.6 million in gold, and we're short 1.5 million in the NASDAQ. So we've got $6 million worth of stuff, long and short, and it requires $400,000 in margin, which is about 1/3 of 1/4, 1/3 between 1/3 and 1/4 size of the total account value, and that's plenty. Our account values are about 1.4 million right now, so you can see right out the bat we're negative as they bounce around. Um, especially when you're paying the spread, and especially you do 25 contracts right out of the gate, and you're paying the spread, immediately you're going to show a little loss, but $2,000, that's nothing. So, all right, there we are for Wednesday night.